Wanted to share this with you guys, right? Like it's a little something when you're doing some cardio. Are you bored of the standard, you know, like when you get on the C2 bike, it's like 10 lots of 1K with a minute rest. Or it's like 10 lots of 500 meter row with a minute rest. Or it's like 10 400s with a minute rest. You know, I see that all the time in, I see it all the time in programming, and I'm like, yeah, that's a cool thing to sometimes understand your baseline, and I feel like you need to do that stuff. But like today, we did 10 rounds of 500 meters, rest 1-to-1. But what we did was you'd hold 300 meters at like a moderate to fast pace. So I was going like 142, 143. And then for the last 200 meters, instead of usually where you'd slow down and you'd probably die off towards the end of an interval, for the final 200 meters, you up the pace. For the final 200 meters, I went to like a 137, 136, and just learning to have gears, you know? And for the 500 meter intervals, it actually like splits it up a little bit. So you literally will like, you're only thinking about getting to that 300 meters, and then when you hit the 300, you just push and pull a little bit harder. And it, you know, you've only got about 20 pulls until the 500 meters. So it's like a good way to have a bit more fun with your intervals.
You say comfortable pace, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like you're dying off towards the end of that 300 meters. It should be like, all right, the 300 meters is hurting, but when I hit that point, like, you know, 3/4 of the way through, just before 3/4 of the way through, I have enough in the tank to really just push it for that final bit.
Yeah.
In the sweat den. Oh, and look at this.
Da, 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 da.
It's not the fold out.
From the outside though.
Yeah.
Brought inside.
She's farting over and over and over.
My word, Carla. Hey!
She's eating sandpaper. What do you say?
I was like, you cheeky bugger. He's just farted in there and left. But he didn't. He went upstairs to get his camera. It wasn't Craig. So it must have actually been the dog. It wasn't you, was it, Carla? It was Daddy. Yes.
What's going on, team? Excuse me. Carla, where are you going? Today is the first proper strength session in this garage. Come here. Come here. Considering we have a very average garage, like UK garage, you can actually fit quite a lot in it. We've got a runner, a rower, a bike, a freestanding squat rack, over 200 kilos in plates, some dumbbells and some kettlebells for fitness. You can pretty much do everything here apart from like bar, hanging off a bar work. Wow. Hello, Margaret. I knew those cup holders would come in handy one time, Jazz. You know, every weightlift needs somewhere to sit between sets. It's actually like a fact that you get stronger if you sit down between sets. 4 cup holders. How are you supposed to fit 4 people? Is this actually a cup holder? All right.
I mean, you don't all have to sit on the back. Put the roller back and sit in it.
You don't even have to put the roller back, babe. You could be social like this. Imagine driving along like this with just someone's feet out the back of the truck. I wonder how long it would take for the police.
Excuse me, sir, what have you got in the back of your truck?
Nothing, I'm just being social. Just putting on my knees. Fact, I haven't squatted in 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. We had the week off, and then this week we've done a couple of conditioning workouts, but we only just managed to get the bar and the plates back from the gym. So today could go 1 or 2 ways. Well, I mean, it can only go one way. You're doing more than if you didn't do anything. So.
Good job.
Honestly, you know, earlier on in the vlog, the tips. Another tip is just, constantly varied. You never know what's going to be thrown at you. Sometimes you've got to
Ride the bike at Jasmine height.
Yeah, ride the bike at Jasmine height. Squats, they were fine. They weren't great. There was no PBs, but they were done. Now, because I just, you know what? I thought tonight, Jazz isn't getting involved, but she's going to be pottering around in the kitchen, and I thought I'm going to take the bike in and just do some pottering on the bike.
And keep me company.
And keep her company while she mumbles. It's like a dance. A very terrible dance. Da, 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 da. Oh.
Don't knock the plate over because it'll really hurt. Don't knock it.
I know. Da, 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 da. Yeah, put me under the lights, Jess. What day is it? Thursday night lights. The dog is getting them gains in. She's chowing down. Tonight's workout a little bit more fun. We're going to do 10 lots of 1500 meters on the bike. Right, like usually you'd be like, okay, 10 lots of 1500. Usually I have the damper when I'm riding between 4 and 5, just because that's where I'm like comfortable, where I can keep a good rate, but also put some power through the pedals. But tonight we're doing 500 meters at damper 0, 500 meters at like 4 or 5, 500 meters at damper 10. Every set. So it's like, you go from having a high cadence with little resistance to like in the middle, and then to like a grind at the end. 1 minute rest. I don't know how fast I'm gonna go tonight, honestly, just getting in the work. Anyone at school used to have like fresh white shoes when they went into school, and some kid would be like, what do? They stand on it and they'd be like, christen your new shoes, and you're like, oh, I'm about to kill you. I'm gonna ask Jazz to put on Somebody Feed Phil, which is on Netflix. It's a series that we've been watching recently, which is the creator of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Which is such a good show.
Yeah.
You didn't really used to watch it. It used to be on every morning, like before school.
Yeah, but it's like him, and he's just traveling around the world trying different foods. So he just, but he does this. He's like, every time he eats a food, like, just wait until you watch him. Every time he eats a food, he just eats it. He's like,
he's so enthusiastic.
yeah, he's so enthusiastic. It's crazy. No, you can't be sad watching the program. All right, let's work out.
Carla is going for it. Good girl. Does it currently feel like it's going to take you forever to get to 500 meters on 0?
Yeah, I'm literally at like 105, 100, 103, 104. Yeah, and it's like just about breaking the 2 minutes. That resistance change is crazy. When you bump it up, it's like, whoa. To be fair, like the first 500 meters is kind of like a warm up into the interval, because you almost can't push it.
Sorry, go ahead.
You will not find a better chocolate. They wrap it very well too.
I'm watching chocolate cookies.
I literally can't open it.
Living life loud, never pipe down. Sky high, like way up.
Into the 6th round, but at the end of that 5th round, the last 500 meters, when you put it up to 10, not necessarily your heart and lungs, it's just muscle burn. Oh, bad. Like good, but bad. I'm at one of those stages where I'm holding alright paces, and I don't know if I can hold on, you know?
That's the fun part.
Like I was just starting off at like a pace, and it's like felt good, but now I've hit like, oh, I don't know, you know? We'll see. One more. You know, sometimes I put this on when we're doing like longer workouts. Stupid, and it's kind of like no head trick, but Matt wouldn't quit.
I feel like you're taking me back to the cemetery.
Alright, last one.
If you were anything like I was,
Got the roof raised up with the vibe on us, yeah. Best feeling in the world, spread the.
I could throw back. But when it's here and it's his, you can sit. You don't want to run. Oh, yeah, no, I would never.
Look at Richard.
The special, oh, Richard.
Goodbye, Richard. Matt, go ahead. Don't worry about the shot. We don't care.
It's gonna make you so happy.
John, give John. What do you think of that, John? It's the cat's meow. What a show! What a show!
Word around it. So much you could worry about, but I ain't worried about it. I'm just living my best life. There's no stress life. Let me show you what the rest like.
So looking at it, averaged like 148 to 146, like each time. Which if I was doing 1500s, I'd be going quicker than that. But the thing is, the first 500 meters, because the resistance is so low, you're probably only going to be averaging 2 minutes 2:05, and then when I was at damper 5 I was averaging like 140 141, and then when I was at damper 10 I was averaging about 137 136. So you're doing a K at like 141 and below, and then you're doing kind of like that ramp up into it. That was actually really good. Like I said earlier in the vlog, at the start of this vlog, sometimes it's about like mixing it up, and that was like perfectly mixed up. By the time you'd done 500 meters, you'd kind of recovered from the last interval. Then you start to feel the burn towards the end of the kind of 500 to a K, and then when you're just pushing at 10, it's more muscular fatigue, less lungs. It's just like you feel your legs pumping with blood, and you just got to keep driving. So, good workout.
Well done.
Yeah.
I think you get that done tonight.
Yeah, you know, the squats were, you know, team squats were pretty, you know, just whatever. But like I wasn't, like I came out of it like pretty like, well. And then I just told Jazz, I was like, I can't go in the gym tonight and do it, so let me just come and put the bike next to you, and I'm just going to get it done. We got it done.
You did it.
It's not all, like I definitely don't always have motivation, and even like neither does Jazz. So it's just sometimes starting and telling yourself what you're going to do and just doing it. Done. Actually, at like, what time is it now? It's 8. About 7, Jazz was like, "You going to train?" And I just literally went, "Nah, fuck it." Like in my head, I was just out of it, and then I was like, no, just get the bike. And I told myself with these intervals, doesn't matter how fast you go, it really doesn't matter, just do them. And then, you know, by the time you get to like the 5th and 6th interval, you like your bodies and your endorphins and everything going, you're like, all right, I'm doing them, you know. And then sometimes,
you get started sometimes.
yeah, and then sometimes you don't have any push and you don't have any fight, but you just do it anyway and you get sweat, and it's not the best workout you're ever going to have, but it's a workout. Ooh, yes.
Good job. Successful evening.
Successful evening. Look, and the dog's already.
The dog's asleep, dinner's cooking. Happy day.
Happy days. Right, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you in the next one.
Woo! Stretchy stretch. I thought you'd finish the video, otherwise I would have presented it a bit better. I just kind of plopped it in there. Just plopped it in. We have some sausages and some funny mash and some balsamic onions. I can't remember what it's called. Courtesy of HelloFresh. Tuscan sausage with cavolo nero, cold cannon and balsamic onion gravy. That's what it is.
Lovely.
Hey.